Climate Change and Coral Reefs by Celia and Olivea Varady.
Climate change impacts have been identified as one of the greatest global threats to coral reef ecosystems.
You may be wondering, what really are coral reefs?
Coral reefs are large natural structures produced by living organisms.
They are most commonly found in the world's tropical seas and oceans, although coral reefs are also found in cooler waters and the deep seas.
In most reefs, the major organisms are stony corals that produce an exoskeleton of calcium carbonate.
Coral reefs are actually the product of an important relationship between the coral polyp and animals, which can form large colonies of identical individuals and a simple plant called zooxanthellae.
Corals cover the ocean less than 1%. Even though coral reefs are home to an enormous amount of animals, plants, and other organisms, that just showed you how big the ocean really is.
Did you know that 1 out of 4 animals that live in the ocean live in coral reefs?
We have lost 30 to 40% of coral reefs over the past 50 years.
The coral reefs are dying because of pollution, and many people have had major changes because of coral reefs.
There is something called climate change, and climate change has a huge effect on coral reefs.
Climate change affects a lot of things because it's like a chain. It first affects the coral reefs, and then it affects all of the animals and plants that live in the coral reefs, including corals, lobsters, clams, seahorses, sponges, and sea turtles, which are only a few animals and plants out of thousands. If those animals die, it could affect all of the other animals that eat them for food. This is why climate change is so terrible.
You may ask, what do you mean by climate change? Well, climate change is happening because the Earth is heating up because gases like carbon dioxide produced from vehicles and power plants are accumulating in the air, acting like a thick blanket, preventing heat to leave Earth and go into space.
That will make the water warmer, and warmer waters are what kill coral reefs. Warmer water temperatures stress corals because they are very sensitive to changes in the temperature.
If water temperatures stay higher than usual for many weeks, the zooxanthellae that they depend on for some of their food leaves their tissue. Zooxanthellae is the various yellow-green algae that live symbiotically within the cells of other organisms.
Without zooxanthellae, corals turn white because zooxanthellae gives corals their color. White corals are called bleached, and bleached corals are weak and less able to fight diseases.
Corals like to live in shallow water, and when the sea level rises, the coral reefs won't get as much sunlight because they will be deeper in the water. The end!